Yo, what's up everybody? Honey Victor here, bringing you episode 3 anime review of Dr. Stone. This was titled The Weapon of Science. This was a very good episode. If you remember from the cliffhanger from last week's episode, we have Senku confronting Tsukasa about his plan and what he's doing and is wrong. And as they continue their conversation, Senku's thinking to himself, well, he's not gonna be able to kill me right now because he wants to know the how I'm, breaking people out of stone, the medication and stuff, and how to create it and where to get it. So he won't kill me until he gets this information. And the instant, Senku's thinking about all this in his head and he's processing that he's not going to die because, Tsukasa still needs him until he gets that information. We have Taiju running down with a bottle that says for Yuzuraya, and he's like, hey Senku, I got the medicine from the cave and blah blah blah, and he's telling him that, and Senku is like, you see one of my thumbnails, he's like, really dude, really? And they were just hilarious. And then you have Tsukasa there just looking at him, just smiling like, ha, I caught on now thanks to your friend. And I'm like, oh, this big idiot, he just had to state it. So basically it came to the point where, like, he tells Tsukasa, instead of telling you about this medicine or this cure, I'm going to show you at first hand because it works better. And when they go back to the base to set up the medication and they have Yuzuraya stone there, he tells Taiju, I need you to go back and get some more. And Taiju was like, okay. And when he went to run off, Tsukasa stopped him and he was like, where's this place at where this magical cave where you get the liquid from? And Taiju had no problem telling him. And when he told him, Tsukasa left. And we saw that Senku hurried up and he started making the potion. And Taiju was like, but didn't you just tell me we ran out and we don't have enough liquid? He's like, I lied. I needed to hurry up and get Tsukasa out of here. And he was like, why did you lie? And he was like, that guy is not as who you think he is. And he was like, Senku, something happened, didn't he? And he was like, yeah, you're right. Tsukasa's a good person. Unfortunately, at the same time, he's a murderer. And he was like, I don't know completely what you're saying, Senku, but I trust you, so I'm gonna have my faith in you and I'm gonna go with you. So Senku hurried up and made the medication, and what he's doing, the medicine and stuff, the purification liquid, Taiju had put some clothes on the statue of Yuzuraya, and they broke her out, and she faints, but of course Taiju catches her and he cries and he's like, I'm sorry, I made you wait 3,700 years, but you're finally here. And she wakes up and she's like, I have no idea what you're trying to say, but you must have been the one to save me. And she was like, thank you. And he was like, sadly it wasn't me who saved you, it was actually Senku. And Senku stepped in and he was like, I'm sorry to break up your reunion and all, but we have a wild animal after us and we only have two plans. One, y'all can leave and let me stay here and fight him, or two, you can fight along with me. Of course, Taiju, being Senku's best friend, he was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna fight with you. And Yuzuraya, seeing Taiju hyped and wanted to help Senku, she also wanted to help, because remember, she's close friends with him as well. So even though Senku and Yuzuraya, even though they know about each other because of school and they've seen each other, they're not really friends per se, but Taiju's that middleman who's very close friends to both of them. So her seeing that how Taiju wants to help him out, she also wants to help. Unfortunately, they didn't create a battle plan because Tsukasa showed up right there. And earlier he had broken some statues that he looked at. And he looked at some statues with family and their kids walking, smiling. He looked at the statue and smiled, but then his smile became like a frown and he broke the statues, all of them. The children, the adults, everything in that area, he broke all of them on the way back. And he gets there and we get to see like a little fight between Taiju and Tsukasa. And Tsukasa kicked him in the face, but I think it was his right hand Taiju blocked with, and you saw like a burn mark in his hand. And Tsukasa was impressed. He was like, wow, you're the first person who has never went down without a kick. He's like, interesting. And then this is when things get weird, and I don't mean weird in a bad way, weird in a good way. I actually like this about Taiju's character. He was like, you can attack me and beat me down and kick me, and you can do whatever you want, and I'm not gonna fight back. And he was like, what? And Taiju's I guess, idioticness was so confusing to Tsukasa. Tsukasa was just sitting there pondering, and he's like, this makes no sense to me. You don't win in this situation. If you're gonna allow me to attack you, I'm the only one winning because I'm getting hits in, you not. And he was like, well, I believe in my defense and I can overpower your attack power with my defense. So it looked like he wanted to test this theory out, Tsukasa, but then he realizes that Yuzuriya is back, and he was like, what if I tell you I was gonna kill that girl over there? And he kind of freaks out, and Senku of course tried to shoot an arrow at Tsukasa, but Tsukasa, he easily just spun around and grabbed it, and he just threw it down on the floor. And that was earlier before he kicked Taiju. So even the crossbow gun did not work. That's how powerful and skillful this guy is. And Taiju actually fainted because he actually got like a little graze from the crossbow gun. So he fainted, and he's bleeding a little bit from the head. And Tsukasa was like, since he's down and out and tired, and I know you two are not fighters and you're tired, why don't we just call it quits for today? It's not a good idea for us to fight amongst each other. And he was like, and he took like, I think 2 or 3 spears, and he left. And he's like, y'all can stay here. Let's not fight it between each other. Even though he was actually lying, he just said this because he wanted to go scout the area more and see, you know, what's what. And he didn't want to actually fight Taiju, since Taiju was down on the floor and he didn't want to be dishonorable. Even though he has no problem killing people and statues, but that's just his character, I guess. But Senku and the gang decided it'd be best for them to make weapons of science. So they have to leave to a certain area to get these materials. So they destroyed some of the base of their home base to look like they ran away scared and frightened. And they go to this place, and as they go into this place, they found a Buddha statue. And Yuzuriya, she starts to cry because she just realized that they've been over 3,000 years stuck in stone, and her family and her friends and her neighbors and everybody that she knows is still stuck in stone. Basically, she's alone in this world, and that dawned on her. Her humanity dawned on her, and she started to cry. And Taiju was like, who hurt you? Who hurt you? He's like, wait, was it me? And he starts to freak out, and she's like, don't worry, it's not you, it's not none of y'all. I just came to the realization of what we're at. And then Senku made a discovery. He's like, wait a minute, this thing is made of bronze. Bronze don't rust and is allergic to plants. And we can also do something else with bronze. And he's like, perfect. So he started breaking down the statue and gathering its materials. And we had that funny moment where like Taiju trying to stop Senku, but Senku's not stopping, and he just breaks down some of the Buddha statues to get materials from it, the bronze. And Yuzuriya, she goes from crying to laughing by seeing their relationship and seeing how close they are. And she's getting closer to both of them as well. And they finally make it to like this weird place. I think it's Kohana, something like that. It's not that far from Mount Taiju, or Fuji, I mean. And basically it's a hot spring place. And when they get there, they get excited, and Senku had to set them straight and was like, hey guys, we're not here for fun. Remember, we're here for weapons of science. And that's when Taiju and Yuzuriya finally asked, what are we making? And Senku was like, we're making weapons of science. We're gonna make one of the most dangerous weapons that ever lived. And they were like, what is that? And he's like, we're making a gun. And he points his hand like this. And in his hand, we actually see a gun. Of course, it's just animation, but he doesn't really have a gun in his hand, but that's actually what they're gonna make. They're going to use the bronze from the statue to make bullets, and they're going to use other materials from this area to make the gun. And Senku stated, if we can make the gun before Tsukasa realizes what we're doing, we can get the jump on him and we can win. But if he realizes what we're doing first and he can get here before us, then we're gonna die. So let's hurry up. Unfortunately, as they planning this out and gathering the materials in this place, Tsukasa actually goes back and he sees how everything is set up. Like, they left real quick in a hurry, and he was like, you're faking, Senku. You lied to me about Taiju's gonna be unconscious for a couple of days, and then you set this area up like you guys are scared and ran off. You're not the kind of man to run off from anybody. So what are you trying to plot against me? And he starts to think, and then he realizes, wait a minute, I know what you're doing. You're gonna try to make weapons of science. You most likely are gonna make a gun. And I'm like, wow, Tsukasa is extremely not just super strong and fit, like on that Captain America superhuman level, but he's pretty smart himself. maybe not scientific smart, but he's smart enough on a common sense level to be level-headed and figure this out very quickly. And the episode ends with him basically hunting off to find these guys. So, and that was episode 3, Weapons of Science. Really great episode, great stuff. I'm surprised to see what's gonna happen next time. I don't know if Tsukasa is gonna find them or not. That's gonna be interesting to see if he does and how, or to see if Senku and his group can make the gun before he finds them. But whatever happens, I'm voting for them, because if they cannot make this weapon and Tsukasa finds them first, all 3 of them are automatically gone. They're not gonna be able to beat them. But it is what it is. But yeah, that was the episode, guys. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you liking Dr. Stone so far? How do you feel about the opening and ending? I love it. I know I heard other people complain about it. I like it though. And I have to say the art and animation and voice acting is on point on these 3 episodes that we have only of Dr. Stone. And I can't wait to get more. I'm already hoping for a 2nd season, and we haven't done season 1 yet. So this is how much I'm loving this anime and hoping more for it. But that's all I have for you guys. Peace and have a good one.